Hey y'all, it's the Jed, and I am at Mulholland Harley Davidson, and behind me, over my right shoulder, is a new Harley Davidson Sportster S. We're going to take that thing for a ride, but before we do, I'm going to talk to A-Rod and have him talk to y'all about some of the features on this bike. And there's A-Rod.
What's going on, everybody? This is the new 2024 Sportster S in the new red rock color.
Wow.
Moving forward, they haven't really changed anything, you know, from the 2023s, but as you saw, it's everything a Sportster was missing. It's got a 6th gear, it's got a bigger tank. Heck, we even got heated grips on here for you now.
Unbelievable.
Digital display, different riding modes.
Let's have a look at that display real quick.
Absolutely. So no more fob, you just go ahead and flip that little switch. Also, when you're connected to the HD app and you use the navigation, it actually pops up on here as well, just like your Google or your Maps would on there, like a car.
You actually get a map there, or is it turn by turn?
It's turn by turn, but it's only through the Harley Davidson app.
Gotcha. That's a really cool, cool display.
I mean, they really have everything here for you. Once you start getting into it, you got different modes up here that'll show there, so you are kind of equipped for the different terrains out there. Full digital display going for music, bike, settings.
Unbelievable.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole right there, man.
It's actually really legible. It's an overcast day, so you're seeing a little bit of glare on there. Now A-Rod's kind of standing in front of it, so there's a little, no, that's good. There's a little bit less, but it's probably less legible on camera than it is in person. It's a super crisp display, and everything is on that one screen. So you've got your speedo, your tach, your trip meter, your gear indicator, your ride mode indicator, plus your warning displays, plus traction control shows up there as well, plus a clock, which is incredible because that whole thing is probably 3 inches or less in diameter.
And even for the riding position, I don't think it's, you know, it's in a nice position too, where you're not fully looking down.
Well, I'm going to spill the beans and say we're filming this intro after we did the ride, and I can tell you, if you're my age, it is kind of a chore to look down at that because you're I don't know, your posture makes it tough. But you know, if you're under 50, you're probably fine. Let's just get a better look at this thing, A-Rod. Tell us, I mean, it's a 1250 Revolution Max.
It's the new Revolution Max motor. The horsepower is about 150. The bike weighs maybe about 540 wet. So you got a lighter bike, a 6th gear, a bigger motor. And as you can see from the riding display, I mean, the ride is it's just fun. The video will not do it justice. Come on in, take a ride with me, and let's get on these bikes. Let's have some fun.
You know, you guys are going to hear me really totally flabbergasted on the ride. And the reason is this motor on this bike is incredible. I mean, it's unlike, for sure unlike any Harley I've ever ridden. But even compared to, you know, sport bikes that you're going to get on, the torque, I'm telling you, the torque on the motor on this thing, it must start at like, it must kick in at 2,000 RPM or below. You got like, just, it almost feels electric.
If you look at the throttle wrong, she'll start to move. You know?
It's really something, and it's all in this 1250 Revolution Max engine that is water cooled. It's a V-twin. It doesn't really sound like a Harley with this gigantimous exhaust on it, but I bet there's a fix for that.
There's always a fix for that. And tell you the truth, Jed, I've had boots way more than this thing, man.
Oh my gosh, it's so light. It's
light.
It's like you're on a broom. and I mean, from the factory with Brembo's front and rear. Now in the front, it's an upside down fork. And you know, a radio mounted Brembo single side, but plenty of stopping power. And this thing is tiny. I mean, this bike is really tiny. Monoshock in the back. Really kind of
have the preload here.
Okay, so kind of a remote preload adjustment on the rear. Tubular swing arm that is just kind of badass looking. Forward mounted controls, and as A-Rod said, it's a 6-speed.
They do make a mid-control kit for someone's a little shorter or maybe want to get a little more aggressive too.
Gotcha. And then yeah, just really cool paint. Tiny, kind of almost Frenched in seat that looks really cool. This looks like this comes. Does that come off?
So you can have a passenger pylon there for you too.
Gotcha.
It will be that size though.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to find a hottie.
Yeah.
very, very cool bike. And then just, for comparison, this is what A-Rod was riding or will be riding in the demo that you're about to see. Old school 1200 sporty, air oil cooled.
And not taking anything away from this bike. These things are bulletproof. They've been around forever. Super reliable in my opinion. But it's just time for a new ride. You know what I mean? And it's moving forward. It's not bad. As guys, we always want a little more horsepower. So I think we got it. 2.1 gallon tank, 3 gallon tank. 1200. So the little comparisons, but it's still a fun ride.
But yeah, that's what we've evolved from, right? I mean, the Sporty basically looked like this for how many years, A-Rod?
I mean, too many to count, man. I mean, even going back to...
I'll put a Chiron up of what year the first Sporty came out, but it looked a lot like this until... When did the S debut?
2021.
So until 2021.
2020, I believe.
2020.
Yeah.
And now you've evolved to this. It's a very cool bike. What is this? What's MSRP on this bike?
So I believe you're about 18 plus tax. It comes in the red rock, the billiard gray, and then obviously the black as well.
I didn't even really point out how cool that tank graphic is. Harley does paint right every time. Well, most times. All right, so there you have it. We're going to get on the bikes now, and you're going to hear me on the bike really speechless. I apologize for that. But the theme of this video is going to be get yourself to a dealer, hopefully to Mulholland Harley Davidson if you're in Southern California, and demo ride one of these. It's so easy to do with Harley now, and it's one of the best things about Harley as a manufacturer and as the dealers. Get on one of these things and go for a ride. It's a blast. Even if you decide the bike's not for you, you're going to enjoy riding it, I promise you. Let's check out this Sportster S. I don't know what I'm doing on this thing. Ooh. Okay. Here's my 20-yard impression. This thing is made for a younger man than the Jed. Weird posture if you're my age. Yeah. I'm leaning over on these bars and wow. I hate that I started with posture, because I should have started with this motor. I'll follow you. The posture is what got me. It's the first thing I noticed. Only because I'm old. But this motor is nice. Real nice. By the way, that's A-Rod taking me on this demo. He's riding a clubbed out Sporty. Really nice one. Holy cow, this motor is nice. It's oh wow, the Jed misses the turn. I'm flabbergasted. Okay, let me back up. Tons of torque, tons of horsepower. We're gonna have to look up the numbers. Super smooth power delivery. I mean, power on demand. And it's funny, it's got this big fat front tire that I thought I was gonna hate. I'm still not sure how it leans in, but it just gives you a really smooth, it soaks up a lot, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Wow, when's the last time I was this flabbergasted by a bike? I guess, I have no idea how fast I'm going. I don't even want to look down. 52, okay, not bad. This is the most unique Harley riding experience I've ever had. I could not ride on this very long, by the way. My back and my neck are in such bad shape that this posture is absolutely killing me. Not my wrists, but my neck, just from holding my head in this direction or at this angle. It's really tough on me. But man, that was fourth gear. Really, really nice. Really nice. I feel like a total amateur. I don't even know how to describe what I'm feeling, except it's the most unique Harley riding experience I've ever had. What's amazing to me is that more people don't talk about this bike, because it's really phenomenal. It is real, and you know, I've ridden plenty of sport bikes, so I understand what that kind of power feels like. But in this naked, light bike, it's just very unique. I mean, that said, I couldn't ride this for more than half an hour before I'd be a wreck. But somebody can. If you are, if you're watching this channel and you're in your 20s, first of all, you're a rarity, because most of us are geezers, I think. You really ought to go ride one of these bikes. They're probably, you know, expensive compared to what you could get in a Japanese sport bike, but I don't know, maybe you could get a deal on one. Let's see how it feels in this turn. I've been babying it a little bit. Real nice. Real nice. 72, fifth gear. I don't want to over rev this thing, although I'm only at 4,000 RPM. This is fun, y'all. Really, if you have not taken one of these out, it's so easy to demo bikes at Harley dealers now. Do yourself a favor and just go ride one for the fun of it. You know, if you're my age, you're probably not going to be super comfortable on it, but you'll have fun. I promise. I promise you'll have fun. I can't even see A-Rod. Yeah, you will have fun. I would love to set this bike up with bars and a seat that would make it comfortable for me and see what it feels like then. But someone is going to love this bike just as it is, and you're going to be glad you took one out. I wish I was young enough to do it, to pull it off, because this is a really cool bike. I don't even know how to turn the turn signals on this thing. So, we're heading back to the dealership. The proverbial question, would I own this? No. Do I love this? Yes. I just can't pull it off from a comfort perspective. I wish I could. It's a cool looking bike. This motor is phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. But man, what a blast! What a blast! There's the turn signal. Neat little display, by the way. I haven't been looking down because I've been concentrating on riding it, but everything's in that circle. You got your tach, your speedo, your trip meter, fuel gauge, gear indicator, mode. Pretty cool. There's traction control, trip meter. Looks like the rev line on this is at 9,000 RPM. I like that. I like that a lot. I'd love that on my bike. I wonder if that'd work on my bike. No idea how to use all these buttons, but we'll try to have A-Rod walk us through those. Or maybe by this point in the video he already has. Secret's out, we're going to film the intro after this ride. This sporty sounds good. Looks like I don't think that is a thunderheader. I don't know what that is on there. No, it's not a thunderheader. Unbelievable torque on this. I'm not even trying.